The billionaire was seconds away from sealing a $100 million deal when a waitress leaned in and whispered, "That's the wrong formula." What happened next not only saved his empire, but changed her life forever. Nathan Hale was no ordinary man. He was a billionaire CEO whose name carried weight in every corner office and boardroom. At just 46, he had built Hale Global Enterprises into a worldwide powerhouse, dominating everything from clean energy to advanced pharmaceuticals. People admired him, feared him, envied him, but above all, they respected his precision, because Nathan was never wrong. Or so he thought. That Thursday evening, the Sterling Crown Hotel buzzed with anticipation. A private ballroom had been transformed into a negotiation chamber where Nathan was about to sign the largest deal of his career, a $100 million joint venture with a European biotech firm. The numbers were dazzling, the investors eager, and the air thick with tension. Nathan adjusted his tie as wait staff moved silently between the tables, refilling glasses and laying out the last plates of hors d'oeuvres. He was halfway through his pitch, laser-focused on the massive presentation glowing behind him, when a small interruption threw everything off course. The interruption wore a black apron and carried a tray. Her name was Lily Carter, a waitress working double shifts to pay off her student loans. She wasn't supposed to be anywhere near this deal of giants. Her job was simple: refill, serve, smile, nothing more. And yet, as she walked past Nathan's chair to top off his sparkling water, her eyes flicked to the formula he had written on the whiteboard. Her heart skipped a beat. Numbers and equations were second nature to Lily. Once she had been a graduate student in biochemistry, her dream to contribute to groundbreaking research. But when her father fell gravely ill, she left her studies behind to help her struggling family. The lab became a memory. The hotel, her reality. And yet the moment she glanced at Nathan's calculations, instinct screamed, "Something is wrong." Lily froze for a fraction of a second, torn between silence and courage. Around her, investors in tailored suits nodded as Nathan confidently explained the synthesis process for a drug projected to cure a rare neurological disorder. The formula was the beating heart of the deal, and it was wrong. She leaned closer, her voice barely audible. "That's the wrong formula, sir." Nathan stopped mid-sentence. The room went cold. Every head turned to look at the waitress who had dared interrupt a billionaire in the middle of a $100 million pitch. Nathan's sharp blue eyes narrowed as he glanced at her, then at the formula again. "Excuse me?" His voice carried the weight of a man unused to being questioned. Lily swallowed hard, realizing the enormity of what she'd just done. "The sequence, you transposed two variables. It won't stabilize. The compound will collapse before replication." A nervous chuckle rippled across the table. One investor sneered, "Are we taking scientific advice from the catering staff now?" The Europeans exchanged puzzled looks. One leaned in and whispered in broken English, "Is this true?" Nathan's pride flared hot. He wanted to dismiss her instantly to protect his ego. But something in Lily's eyes, steady, certain, unshaken, made him pause. Against his instincts, he turned back to the formula and reran the calculation in his head. His stomach dropped. She was right. The error was small, just a single misplaced variable. But in the world of biochemistry, it was catastrophic. If the deal had gone through as written, the research would have imploded within weeks, costing him not only the contract, but his reputation. The room fell into tense silence as Nathan set down his marker. His hand gripped the edge of the podium, and for once in his career, he looked vulnerable. He turned to Lily. "How do you know this?" Whispers rippled across the table. The waitress straightened, her tray still balanced in her hand. "I was a grad student in biochemistry. I recognize the sequence. It won't hold." The investors exchanged stunned glances. For a long moment, Nathan said nothing. Then, with a slight smile that surprised even him, he looked back at the Europeans. "Ladies and gentlemen, it seems we've been saved from disaster by someone far sharper than the rest of us combined." A few chuckles broke the tension, but the respect in the air was unmistakable. Nathan turned back to the whiteboard and, with Lily watching, corrected the formula. This time, everything aligned perfectly. The Europeans clapped lightly, visibly reassured. The deal was saved, not because of Nathan's brilliance, but because of the waitress who dared to whisper the truth. After the signing, when the investors had shaken hands and glasses of champagne were raised, Nathan approached Lily in the corner of the ballroom. She looked ready to be fired. Instead, he extended his hand. "You saved me tonight. What's your name?" "Lily Carter." "Lily," Nathan said, his voice warm with a humility rare for a billionaire. "I don't know what life pulled you away from, but brilliance like yours doesn't belong in the shadows. How would you like to join Hale Global?" "Not as a waitress." He paused, smiling. "But as part of our research team." Her eyes widened, tears welling. "Are you serious?" "Deadly serious," Nathan said. "No one who can outsmart me in front of $100 million should be serving trays." And in that single moment, Lily's life changed forever. The girl who once gave up her dream now had it handed back to her, because she had whispered 7 words that no one else dared to.